happened to our boys?
The pain is unimaginable. In 3 days to 3 weeks, you're dead.
Must see in general in life and in Ukraine especially, yes, exclusion zone, because today you see it's like unique object from unique place from many points of view. First of all, you will see two unique objects in the world. Second, you are traveling today in the past and in the future all together in the same time. Third, today you have not only observation, educational tool, you have fitness tour and spa tour in the same time. I will explain you why later. Yes, so it's like great mixture of everything. So thank you very much that you have chosen time, finances, and your interest, most important, to visit this zone, because I understand how it is difficult in this craziness of this COVID pandemic. We are suffering all from it, that you have found time for the 86. And this is real miracle, guys, because even 20 years ago, no one could even think to come there closer without protection, without masks. We have masks, but this is COVID mask, this is another situation, yeah. But no one could even think that tourists could come without special protection and to stand there like 15 minutes to breathe this air without being contaminated. In this miracle, guys, this miracle is made by people, by their hands, by their lives, by their health ruined, and by their sacrifice. They were doing it during 10 years after catastrophe. They tried to cope with situation, they tried to clean the territory, and they have done a lot, but of course their health was damaged. But no one was thinking about it. They were thinking to save the situation. It was quite like mentality in the Soviet Union like this. So, Chernobyl power plant. And of course we are going to visit in the upper corner, upper left corner of your certificate, town Pripyat. Yeah? Which we love so much and adore, and we will try, me and Dasha, to convey this love to you. Some people call it ghost town. Well, maybe it's ghost town. I have never seen ghosts there, guys. I have seen only their wildlife, luxurious nature, a lot of tourists with their interest, and sometimes we see people or evacuated people from Pripyat, they are coming there sometimes. So a lot of soul and a lot of heart there, a lot of love of people who abandoned this town. So I don't call it like ghost town because it's town, native town of my husband. I just don't want to accept it and to call it like ghost town. But it's beautiful town, guys. In the Soviet Union in 86, it was one of the best towns of the Soviet Union. Most progressive, most beautiful, most developed. And if not catastrophe, now Pripyat would be #1 town in Ukraine, for sure, and a Silicon Valley for nuclear industry brains. This is for sure, guys. But destiny just was another. 26th of April, everything has changed. Everything was changed, just opposite way. Yeah, we'll talk about it. So Pripyat town. To go to Pripyat town, guys.
They are the first victims of Chernobyl. Nobody was prepared for such a crisis. For the next 7 months, 500,000 men will wage hand-to-hand combat with an invisible enemy. A ruthless battle that has gone unsung, which claimed thousands of unnamed and now almost forgotten heroes. Yet, it is thanks to these consequences continue 20 years later to worsen the toll of the disaster. This is the true story of the Battle of Chernobyl. Clouds are already being contaminated by the radioactive column rising 1,000 meters into the sky. Igor Kostin was a photographer with a news agency accident to have survived serious exposure to radiation.
Когда я открыл люк,
When I opened the window, I couldn't hear a thing. The ruins of the reactor were below me. I felt like I was floating in space, like in a tomb. A real dead silence. I couldn't even hear the helicopter anymore. Nothing. A black hole. A tomb and deathly silence.
This is the first picture ever taken of the breach.
All my equipment jumped after a minute. I couldn't understand what was going on. I thought my batteries were dead. I only managed to take a dozen photos. Once I returned to Kiev, I processed my pictures, and I noticed the negatives were black, and the colors very poor. I didn't know it yet, but the photos had been exposed to radioactivity.
Mainly they were soldiers, young soldiers, to complete their military duty to protect the country. And it was a kind of war. That's why we call it Chernobyl battle, the war for Chernobyl, and because there were soldiers here, like on the real war. And like on the real war, soldiers were victim number one, guys. Because level of radiation was high. Some of them, they were conscious that it is dangerous. Some of them not. Some of them, they were just new soldiers who were just called to the army. And one day they woke up and oops, they are in Chernobyl. No one called them that they will be brought to Chernobyl. They are just young newcomers. And they couldn't disobey because they are soldiers. This is an order. And some of them, they were volunteers because there were people who were feeling like it's a duty, it's a call of their duty, call of their heart to come here and to save the world and to help other people. There were such. So, well, when I say village, guys, I cannot believe that I see all this and all these jungles and all this nature, birds are flying. But actually, when you will have possibility to walk a little further, you will be surprised. It's windy now, but it's like incredible silence. It's a silence of abandoned place. Try to listen to it, okay? Try to plunge in it. It's so stunning. Like enjoy the silence, like famous song sings. Yeah, enjoy the silence. We are in one of the streets. 3,000 people were living here, just in front of a very interesting building, which is maternity. Maternity. You can walk around, you can look inside, you can even go inside, but watch the floor and watch the ceiling, okay? If you are not sure, don't enter. Yeah. As I told you, this is like typical Soviet period Ukrainian village houses. This is the chief of this kolkhoz, so that's the richest person in the village. Yeah. They had a courtyard, a barn for animals, garage for boat and for Lada or Zhiguli. Sometimes they were wealthy people, sometimes not, yeah? But boat obligatory because most of them, they were fishermen. The river is nearby. So my dear friends, you can walk like 100 meters further to drop a look in some houses to your left. A little further also you will see a food shop. And we will come back. Okay, 20 minutes for your free time to have a walk.
സാധനം പൊട്ടി താഴെ വീഴി. ബേക്കിംഗ് ആണെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. ബേക്കറി ഒക്കെ ആയിരിക്കണം. ബേക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ ചിലപ്പോൾ ട്രഡീഷണൽ കിച്ചണൊക്കെ ആയിരിക്കും.
Yard, yeah? Electrical yard. This is unit number 3 that looks exactly how unit number 4 looked before catastrophe. It's just covered with rusty roof. So unit number 1, 2 and 3. Unit number 1 was commissioned in 76, then 78, then 80, and last unit number 4, 83. So during 16 years they built here 4 units, and unit number 3 that is covered with new safe confinement. This long grey corridor in front of us to the left, this is turbine hall. Turbine hall where the fire has started, and our firefighters, they have seen this fire and they precipitated to put it down, but they didn't know they will be dealing with radiation. The twin of unit number 4, guys, have a look at it to your left. Unit number 4 before catastrophe looked exactly like this that you see to your left with rusty roof. Unit number 4 is covered with new safe confinement. This silver bright. What they are doing here, they are maintaining the territory, they are dealing with nuclear waste, they are dealing with transportation with nuclear waste, so a lot of electricity here, different communication system, and as well maintenance of new safe confinement. So decision, guys, let's cover object shelter in kind of 30 years with something, and this something turned to be new safe confinement. So I know that 3 years ago, guys, no, not 3 years, 10 years ago, in object shelter there were 3% of leakages. Can you imagine? And the structure was not stable. It was menacing to collapse. They fortified it, they solidified it, but they could do nothing with these leakages. It started already to pollute territories. So in 95, specialists told we will do something to cover it, and this something turned to be new safe confinement, which is in front of you. Contract was awarded to 2 French companies, Vinci and Bouygues. Vinci and Bouygues, they have created joint venture Novarca. France won the tender. They have created joint venture Novarca, and during 13 years they built new safe confinement. New safe confinement covers everything which is inside. Radiation is still there, and this is the hell of radiation, guys.
കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നുണ്ടോ?
12, 9 microsieverts, 10 microsieverts, 11. Come inside to Pripyat. We will go and take pictures. You see the year of foundation of town, 1970, the youngest town in the Soviet Union that existed only 16 years. Guys, you are welcome. 5, 6, 7, 7 microsieverts, 5 microsieverts. So red forest territory is behind. And here, guys, also we have a hotspot. If you measure here. Oh, it's 6 though. 8. 8 microsieverts, 9. 19. 19 is here. 13. Hotspot. 14 microsieverts per hour. This building just in front of us.
എങ്ങനെ ക്യാപ്പില്ലേ സേഫ്റ്റി
The entrance. Go inside. The entrance is there. Construction of it. This is the last and the newest stadium. There was 3. This is the 3rd one. Last and the newest stadium in Pripyat. Yeah, guys, come here because another green thing is coming. Come here. Yeah. And they started construction in 85. They finished in 86. And they wanted official inauguration for the 1st of May. Can you imagine? And 27th of April, everyone was evacuated. So no one has visited this newest and brand new high technology stadium in Pripyat. You have a chance right now to visit it. We are going to enter in this stadium. We will cross and you will see some interesting things inside. Let's go. I have a big temptation to try it, but I will not. I have it in my village now. I'm supposed to climb, just take pictures for this place because it's a kind of ruining. Yeah, so this is like the main tribune of this last stadium. And also, guys, we are standing on the running path. Don't be surprised that it is asphalt, because they just didn't have time to put artificial coverage. This artificial coverage, green color, is behind this stadium in the garage. Still there, because they wanted to open it 1st of May. Yes, and just didn't have time. And my dear friends, I'm sure that among you there are football fans. Are there? Yes, football fans. So, my dear friends, just in front of you, this is football field. Can you imagine? This is real football field, absolutely normal scale. Yeah. But it looks like jungle. 30 years, and you have such jungle, guys. Everywhere it will be like this, where you don't maintain the territory. Yes, but I also wanted to share with you some interesting information.
നല്ല വ്യൂ അല്ലേ നല്ല വ്യൂ ഞാൻ ഫോട്ടോ
In amusement park, and they were landing in Central Square. And the wheels of helicopters, they were hell contaminated because they were flying over the reactor. And they were landing, maybe it's a dust, it was a fall here, it accumulated here. Somewhere here was helicopter, and with the dust it accumulated with radiation. That's why we have here these hot spots. And those hot spots are everywhere here. If you dare to climb in the forest, you may come across to some high ones. What is interesting about it? You know, this is supermarket. This is one of the first supermarkets in the Soviet Union. For the year of 86, supermarkets were like spread in Kiev, St. Petersburg, Moscow, in the big cities. Yes, but like in small cities like Pripyat, it was a kind of wonder, but in Pripyat they had two. Because when I mentioned to you earlier, Pripyat has priority of supply. Do you remember what is priority of supply? Okay, I will explain it one more time. In the Soviet Union in 86, we had nothing in the shops. Nothing. Even sewerage system cover. 9, 12, 28, 101, 99, 90, 82, 80. So this is like, it's not to run away and to cry I will die right now, not of course, but it's very high level, guys. Why this cover of sewage system is contaminated like this? The answer is very simple. I mentioned to you that helicopters were landing here. It means the wheels are contaminated, waters were flashing out the particles, and this is sewage system. And it's like concentrated, all these running out waters here in this cover. And someone brought it here. Of course, there is no sewage system here, but someone brought this cover here. That's why. Square. Can you imagine? So spacious, so wide, without this jungle. Yeah, this is Hotel Police here, municipality. We are going to see it right now. And this house to your right. This is very interesting. And you see this avenue, Kurchatov Avenue. River port is here because they have direct communication with Kiev, 3 hours by boat. It was a small ship actually, and you are in Kiev. People from here, they went for weekend to Kiev in the morning and in the evening, 2 times per day. In the yacht club is here. It was a Soviet Monaco, so Avenue Kurchatov. But very interesting house is this one, that one. And there are people from Czech Republic here. Yeah, in another group maybe. Okay. So you all know.
നമ്മുടെ മറ്റു കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചിട്ടില്ലല്ലോ. വേറെ ഇങ്ങനെ നടക്കാണ്ട്
Pripyat town of children, because the highest birth rate in the Soviet Union, 15,000 children during 16 years. And the town of roses, because we planted roses everywhere. Yes, and town Ethiopia also dream town, yeah. And actually it was like this. Why municipality is important? Some of you mentioned to me that you have seen HBO. If you haven't seen HBO, no problem, please watch it, it's okay. Hey, we're gonna party here. Привет! I can, I'm not afraid. But I don't advise you to do that, okay? Yeah. It's okay, just use your wet wipes, no problem, of course. You will not get contaminated, but yes, but just use your wet wipes, so just wash hands, no problem with it. You see this chip on his ear? Yeah. Because many dogs in Chernobyl zone, they are chipped. There is volunteer organization from United States called the Dogs of Chernobyl. They are permanently here, and they are just finding them, they are chipping them, they are sterilizing them, and they are doing injection against illnesses. So dogs of Chernobyl, and they are feeding them sometimes. Yeah, so dogs, they are adorable. Yeah, and they love tourists. Yes, you love tourists. Yes, he wants to eat, I see. My dear, I have nothing. So, my dear friends, municipality. Why municipality is important? HBO. You remember this moment, that first meeting that took place in the nightlife. They were meeting, dating, kissing, loving each other like anyone else. And wow, it was so agreeable to live here. But my dear friends, in the Soviet Union it was not a custom. If you are drunk somewhere in the bar in the evening, you are not supposed to show in the street after 11, 12 o'clock at all. because police was here and you will be caught immediately by police and this is the end of your career. Yes, you could put a cross on your career. It was so severe, this regime, guys, yeah. Sitting and thinking whether they should inform people or probably they would keep this secret from the whole world. Finally, they decided to evacuate Pripyat. By the way, somebody asked me, yes, about the HBO series, and I asked you, remember, about the plant director Viktor Brukhanov, a guy with the curly hair, yes, that you remember from the HBO series. So one guy who was sentenced, who got sentenced, yes? He looks like an Italian boy, right? So that plant director was blamed, and in reality it wasn't his fault. He was one of people who convinced the governmental commission to evacuate the city. He got the acute radiation sickness. He got a very high level of radiation.
സീരിയസ് കണ്ടോണം കറക്റ്റ് മനസ്സിലാവൂലേ